Hi everyone, I'm Cynthia Akiotu. You can call me Cyber Hero Coach Cynthia. Today I'll be discussing about Conditional Access Optimization Agent. I like to call it your AI-driven identity bodyguard. I've been reading much about the Microsoft Security Copilot, and I thought it's wise to share what I've discovered and learned so far. As security administrator or even identity and access management specialist, you'll bear with me that managing conditional access policies could be challenging, especially managing conditional access policies at scale. Most times our eyes are on screens, on spreadsheets, looking at conditional access gaps. It can be time consuming, very frustrating, and slow. What about overlapping or inconsistent policies? Maybe we have lots of administrators working round the clock, creating conditional access policies. These conditional access policies become very, very similar, makes our tenant messy, creates confusion, and is difficult to troubleshoot as well. What about managing lots of users, groups, and applications in our tenants? Most times it's difficult to cover all of them using conditional access policy. So oftentimes it slips through without any form of conditional access policies in place or protection in place, like I would say. So this is where conditional access optimization agent comes into play. Now let's look or see what conditional access optimization agent has to offer. Before I start, in order to be able to make use of this agent, you require the Microsoft Entra IDP1 license and also the security compute unit to manage the capacity of the agent. What exactly is Conditional Access Optimization Agent? Conditional Access Optimization Agent manage conditional access policy, check for conditional access gaps, create policies on our behalf in report modes, and also suggest policies, recommendations on these conditional access gaps as well. Conditional Access Optimization Agent is, I'll call it, conditional access policies with AI agent running on behalf of the user or administrators to check for these gaps. It has these explainable AI decisions because the agent gives you information, details about what, how, and why suggestions are made based on conditional access gaps or even implementing conditional access policies for new users and applications. It does this by creating visual maps or workflows explaining each process and stages, and also with natural language as well. It's autonomous, so it has this autonomous protection because it does this at scale, scanning the environment for the past 24 hours, checking for new users, applications, and creating these conditional access policies in report mode or suggestions for admins to act on. At every stage, from the initiation of the agent to every process or step taken by the conditional access agent, they are all logged, so therefore it is auditable. You can see those processes on the audit log as well. What permission is required for the conditional access optimization agent? In order to be able to view, act on recommendation of the conditional access optimization agent, you will require the global administrator right, security administrator right, or a conditional access administrator, which you have to have access. You require access to Microsoft Security Copilot as a conditional access administrator in order to manage the conditional access optimization agent. The global reader and security readers can view recommendation and also view the agent. Now let's dive deeper into the agents. So the agent suggestions are system generated. It cannot be edited, it cannot be overridden, so you can only act on it or dismiss the suggestions. And once the agent runs, once it's triggered, the process cannot be paused. It has to run to completion. I will also state here that the agent acts on behalf of the administrator that enabled it. So it acts on behalf of the identity and permission of the administrator that has enabled it. For the use of conditional access optimization agent, for best practice, it is best to use privileged accounts with standing access rights rather than using accounts or admin accounts that are enforced using privileged identity management. Let's talk about the process of the conditional access optimization agent. The conditional access optimization agent scans the tenant for new users and new applications for the last 24 hours to see if these users are protected with conditional access policy or not. If they are not protected, it can suggest to the protection of these users, like suggesting to the administrator to enforce multi-factor authentication to the new users, or if such policies do not exist in the tenant, it creates the policy in report mode. So basically, it scans, detects, recommends, and acts. So it's a whole unified process that acts quickly as possible to save time and make the job of the security administrator productive. So let's go next to the next slide. Common scenarios for conditional access optimization agents, basically user drift, application drift, and policy merge. What exactly is user drift? When we have new users onboarded into our tenant, new users, new groups onboarded into the tenant and are not covered by policies like the multi-factor authentication policies? Or what about the application drift, where applications are not targeted with conditional access policy? Another thing is policy merge. We have the complaints. One of the challenges I said earlier was we have lots of redundant conditional access policies or similar policies in the tenant, making the tenant messy and difficult to troubleshoot. So the conditional access optimization agent can suggest for similar conditional access policies to be merged so it can be easily managed. For user drift and application drift, it can suggest for these applications or users to be targeted using conditional access policies like device compliance, multi-factor authentication. It can also suggest for high-risk users to conduct password change. Or even, what about risky signings? Conduct for high-risky signings to conduct multi-factor authentication. So these are the common scenarios in which the conditional access optimization agent can be very useful. And the good thing about this is it is explainable, it is easy to track. For example, if you want to exclude a particular account or a particular user or role like a global administrator from the policy, you can easily indicate it by typing in natural language, and the conditional access optimization agent understands that and excludes it from the policy. So that is basically what the conditional access optimization agent is all about. I like to look at the conditional access optimization agent as an AI on patrol. It's securing access to avert any trouble. So just securing access so as there are no loopholes or gaps within our tenants. Who knows, even because even superheroes need sidekicks. As security administrators, as identity and access management specialists, we need at least something that will make our job productive while we are making sure that users can access the tenant and also securing our organization assets. So let's dive into the demo to see what conditional access optimization agent looks like. Thank you.